Hey, Sharon, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that. Just to kind of kick this off, could you tell me a bit about your role and the team and the function that you all perform there?
Sure, thanks, Chris. So I have worked for Bupa in the role of contact centre manager for the last 7 years. I actually look after 9 team leaders. So we look after the customer service inquiry part of the business where Bupa customers call us to ask about how their products work, what's happening with their claims, if they maybe want to change their cover. We work at high volume and high pace. So we're very, very keen to make sure every interaction sounds like the best interaction you've had that day. And we're very, very focused on the customer experience. What did that interaction feel like for that customer, whether it was voice or whether it was an email?
What's it like being a team leader? What's the challenges for them?
I have team leaders who have worked for Bupa for things like 14 years. So they have worked their way through the ranks, should we say, from being a call handler as it was in the day. And I have some leaders that have just been with us a couple of years. So they have a variety of skill sets. And the day-to-day challenges for them are really how can they best support their people be their best self? Because every customer is different and every customer inquiry is different. So how can you help that individual advisor present Bupa in a positive light whilst having the confidence that they're doing a great job, they're using the right tools and they're giving out the right information?
And what were you looking to achieve then, Sharon, by focusing on the leader's coaching capability and, of course, your own coaching capability as well?
We have the most amazing analytical support teams for us that can really help us understand what's the difference of having silence on a call, what's the difference in sentiment for the customer experience from the language that you use. But we actually realised that data is amazing, but unless you know how to work with that individual to make sense of it all as to what are the behaviours that's driving the data, then it's not going to go anywhere or make a change. And we also recognise that through the years as the leaders have joined us, everyone's at a different level of skill and capability and learned different things. There wasn't a consistent coaching approach.
Well, tell us about the program that you have been through, which you've kind of just got through a big part of now. Can you help people understand what actually was the program? How was it structured? What did you actually do? What did you cover?
Yeah, so we really wanted to our leaders to experience learning a real coaching culture. So it wasn't just about a methodology, it was everything around why do you have coaching? What does coaching mean? When do you use it? So working with yourself, Chris, it was fantastic to sit down and think about how could we break that down into 4 workshops, but have support in between times. So it wasn't like you did the workshop and you were left to your own devices until the next one. So it was great to have that 12-week programme with a workshop and then have the work together in between times as to one-to-one sessions to check in how we were doing and the practicalities of it, and then meeting together as a group so that we were working together, because I actually sat through everything with the team at the time. So this is really leader-led from the top down.
So tell us a bit more about, so you said there were 4 workshops, and then in between the workshops you had one-to-one sessions. Can you tell us a bit more about what those one-to-one sessions were?
Yes, very challenging. So they were really interesting because when we did the workshops, there were lots of aha moments and lots of times when you could see things were really resonating with the team and they started to think about coaching very differently. But when we had the one-to-one sessions, that was a real bare all, open your heart, because that was the true moment where you were committing to actually learning and doing what coaching is all about. So you had to be really honest, and Chris is amazing at asking lots of questions and really digging deep with us as to what drives us, what are the goals that we want to achieve, and really holding us to account and say, how are you going to get there? What are you going to do? What are you going to try different? And be quite relentless with the questions so that we could come to our own conclusion. And I think without that, it would have been another one of those, it would have been like a training course, you learn something, you put the book away.